Proverbs chapter 12, Wisdom and righteousness lead to life. Proverbs chapter 12 presents a vivid tapestry of wisdom literature that contrasts the lives, behaviors, and outcomes of the righteous versus the wicked, the wise versus the foolish, and the diligent versus the lazy. It emphasizes that a life built on righteousness, integrity, and humility leads to stability and blessing, while a life marked by deceit, pride, and wickedness leads to downfall and disgrace. The chapter opens with a bold statement that loving instruction is a mark of true knowledge, while those who reject correction are labeled as stupid. This bluntness sets the tone for the rest of the Proverbs, which do not shy away from calling out foolishness and wrongdoing. Throughout the chapter, wisdom is equated with humility and the willingness to be corrected, while folly is often associated with arrogance and self-deception. A person who thinks they are always right is considered foolish, while the wise are those who listen to counsel and are slow to display their anger. Righteousness is portrayed as a strong foundation that endures through trials. Those who live righteously are likened to a house that stands firm, while the wicked are overthrown and disappear. This imagery emphasizes the enduring nature of a life built on virtue. The righteous person is rooted, fruitful, and stable, whereas the wicked constantly seek what others have and ultimately bear no lasting fruit. Even their supposed acts of kindness are laced with cruelty, revealing a corrupt nature that cannot truly care for others. The power of words is another central theme in this chapter. Words are shown to have real consequences. They can ensnare or deliver, wound or heal, deceive or promote truth. The tongue of the wise is a source of life and healing, while the speech of fools and the wicked is violent and destructive. A truthful person is described as enduring forever, while the lying tongue is fleeting and displeasing to God. The importance of truthfulness and integrity in speech is highlighted repeatedly, as God delights in those who speak truthfully and despises deceitful lips. Hard work and diligence are praised as essential virtues. The diligent are promised leadership and satisfaction, while laziness leads to forced labor and missed opportunities. A lazy man may go so far as to hunt but not bother to cook his catch, a metaphor for someone who starts tasks but lacks the discipline to finish them. Diligence is described as a precious possession, something that not only brings material success but also speaks to a person's character. The chapter also speaks to the inner life of a person. Anxiety in the heart leads to depression, but a good word, an encouraging, timely piece of truth, can lift the spirit. This highlights the importance of emotional care and the role of others in bringing healing through kind and wise speech. In another verse, the text notes that the righteous man even cares for the life of his animal, showing that righteousness affects not just how one treats people, but all living things. Social wisdom is also a feature of Proverbs 12. The righteous are advised to choose their friends carefully because the company one keeps has the power to lead them astray. Reputation, too, is addressed. People are praised for their wisdom, but those who honor themselves while living in poverty are critiqued. It's better to live modestly with substance than to appear important while lacking basic needs. In the end, Proverbs 12 draws a clear and uncompromising line between the way of righteousness and the way of wickedness. Righteousness brings life, joy, stability, and favor with God. Wickedness leads to instability, deceit, ruin, and divine condemnation. The choice between these paths is not merely a matter of behavior, but of character and the condition of the heart. The chapter encourages readers to embrace correction, speak truth, work diligently, and live with integrity, values that create a life of true strength and enduring worth.
Chapter 12. Whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. A good man obtains favor from the Lord, but a man of wicked intentions he will condemn. A man is not established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous cannot be moved. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who causes shame is like rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceitful. The words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright will deliver them. The wicked are overthrown, and are no more, but the house of the righteous will stand. A man will be commended according to his wisdom, but he who is of a perverse heart will be despised. Better is the one who is slighted, but has a servant, than he who honors himself, but lacks bread. A righteous man regards the life of his animal, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. He who tills his land will be satisfied with bread, but he who follows frivolity is devoid of understanding. The wicked covet the catch of evil men, but the root of the righteous yields fruit. The wicked is ensnared by the transgression of his lips, but the righteous will come through trouble. A man will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the recompense of a man's hands will be rendered to him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he who heeds counsel is wise. A fool's wrath is known at once, but a prudent man covers shame. He who speaks truth declares righteousness, but a false witness deceit. There is one who speaks like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise promotes health. The truthful lip shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but counselors of peace have joy. No grave trouble will overtake the righteous, but the wicked shall be filled with evil. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are his delight. A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims foolishness. The hand of the diligent will rule, but the lazy man will be put to forced labor. Anxiety in the heart of man causes depression, but a good word makes it glad. The righteous should choose his friends carefully, for the way of the wicked leads them astray. The lazy man does not roast what he took in hunting, but diligence is man's precious possession. In the way of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there is no death.